one at this looks a little different. I've had that, I think it's good, right?
Ja, jag vill gå en mask.
Taki on ceremony to possibilità.
Sitaram to everybody. Today once again we are guided to say a final farewell to a dear loved one. We have seen that so many of our near and dear ones are leaving us these days. I don't know what the count was yesterday. Anybody know how many? Right? I know the day before was about 20 something. I don't know what yesterday was, 17 or how much it was. But it was a big count again. So today we are saying a farewell again to another one. And we are asking that God's blessings will be with his soul. You don't have anybody to do a eulogy, to say a few words after? We'll come to that in a while. So Budhoo Boodram. Holy was 79. This much, to Karna, you bless us, Lord. Jab, when Pran, the life force, Nikale, comes out of the body, within the Naam Lekar, you must be able to remember and take the name of the Lord. No matter where you die, Sri Ganga ji ke tata ho, or Jamuna ji ke tata, whether you die by Ganga River or Jamuna River, whether Shamalani tata ho, Jamuna whatever it is that you, the soul needs, that you remember God. Now, the message here is that if you are not accustomed to remembering God while you are living, do you think that when you sick and when you are in the last moments of life, do you think that you can remember God then? Do you think that is going to happen soon? That's not happening. So this is why we are continued to be reminded that while we are living in this world, we continue to keep God close to us and pray to God all the time. So that when that day comes and we have to leave and go from this world, that we will have that presence of God with us. Many of us, we live our lives in a care-do-care kind of way. We get up in the morning, we go to work, we make a day work, go to children, go to school, just go to school. And more we seen people not God conscious as they used to be in the old time days. Now, religion and prayer and service and so on, church, etc., is just like a routine kind of something. We do not have the kind of devotion that we would have had in the past. I don't know, maybe because of this COVID virus, over 2 years now it has been, spreading and causing so many kinds of hardships for us. So maybe that might be part of it. And all the churches and the mandirs and the mosques and the gurudwara and the shrines, all of these places are sort of closed down, 50% and that kind of thing. So we sing on behalf of the soul and on behalf of all of us, Itna to Karna Swami, Lord bless us, that Jab Prana Tan Se Nikale, when we are ready to leave this world, Govinda Naam Lekar will be able to take your name and glorify your name. इतना तो करना स्वामी जब प्राण तन से निकले गोविंद नाम लेकर जब प्राण तन से निकले गंगा जी का तट हो जमुना जी निकट हो मेरा सावला निकट हो जब प्राण तन से निकले पीतांबर काशी हो छवि मन में आबासी हम तो के को चाहसी हो जब प्राण तन से निकले इतना तू करे ना स्वामी जब प्राण तन से निकले जब प्राण कंत आवे कोई रोग ना सतावे यम त्रास ना दिखावे जब प्राण तन से निकले इतना तू करना स्वामी जब प्राण तन से निकले उस वक्त जल्दी आना नहीं शाम भूल जाना राधे को साथ लाना जब प्राण तन से निकले इतना तू करना स्वामी जब प्राण तन से निकले गोविंद नाम लेकर जब प्राण तन से निकले एक भक्ति है हर जी खुद गर्ज की है गर्जी आगे तुम्हारे मर्जी जब प्राण तन से निकले इतना तू करना स्वामी जब प्राण तन से निकले गोविंद नाम लेकर जब प्राण तन से निकले इतना तू करना स्वामी जब प्राण तन से निकले गोविंद नाम लेकर जब प्राण तन से निकले जब प्राण तन से निकले, जब प्राण तन से निकले. My friends, in all of our religious scriptures, we are given insight about life and how we should live. But how many of us, really follow the dictates of our religious beliefs, so that when the time would come for us, as today it would have come for the deceased here, where would we be? Budhoo, Boodram. Where would we be, and how would we have lived our lives, and what would we expect? Hinduism speaks about the karmic influences, and I believe all religions tell you about if you do good, you will go in a good place. If you do bad, you will go in a bad place. So the thing is that whenever we are faced with a death and we are faced with this situation, we tell ourselves that today is just this brother's turn. So he is lying in the coffin. We don't know tomorrow who turn it could be. Who will be lying in the coffin? It could be anybody. And right now, death has no respect for age or gender or size or anything. Death is just sweeping. When you read in the papers, you see now, little babies are dying with COVID now, no? Little babies are dying now with COVID. And people in all age group, they are also dying with COVID. So what do? How do we face up to this? We face up to this by understanding that this life, that the human body that we have is a temporary, is a short thing. Hinduism teaches us that for the body to form, 5 main elements come together. And these elements are prana, apana, samana, vyana, and udan. Prana is life, breath. Apana is heat, fire. Saman is the buoyancy that keeps the body going. Vyana and udan is those things that keep the body from rotting, to keep it steady. So when they say you die, whoever say you die, the first thing goes is the pran. You stop breathing, it's okay, so you're dead. As I mentioned that yesterday, a swarm of bees passed by my neighbor, and she has 2 nice little white dogs. I don't know what breed and thing. And the dogs were stung by the bees, and both dogs died. Very, very sad. And only in the morning she would have fed the dogs and treated them well, and everything was going good. And in the evening, about 2 o'clock, the swarm of bees came and stung both dogs, and both of them died. She has my neighbor has a little daughter, about 7 years old. The child, well, how to describe it? When you lose a loved one. Sometimes when you lose your pet, the children lose pet, it's come like they lose a human being, Some children are attached more to the pet than the parents, So this child is devastated. 2 dogs. So the life of those dogs in the morning, they were good. And by 2 o'clock, they were dead. They were running and doing everything. It's just that these bees came and stung them, a whole swarm of bees, and that was it for them. Now, why I'm mentioning that too is that any time the bees of death could come and sting anybody. And we have seen it every day. Every day. When you read the newspapers, you look at news in the night, sometimes it's horrifying to see how people are dying now. Brother here lived 79 years. He did well until this time. But we don't know how we would go and what will happen to us. And your paper also has the song Jai Krishna Hare. We'll sing that. Yeah. Jai Krishna Hare, Sri Krishna Hare, Dukhiyo ko dukha dur kare, Jai 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 Krishna Hare. जब चारों तरफ अंधियारा हो, आशा का दूर किनारा हो। फिर तू ही न केवन वाला हो, फिर तू ही बेड़ा पार करो। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय कृष्ण हरे, श्री कृष्ण हरे। दुखियों को दुख दूर करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे। तू चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे, विष को भी अमृत कर दे। पूर्ण कर दे सबकी आशा, जो भी तेरा ध्यान करे। जय जो भी तेरा ध्यान करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे। तेरे दर्शन की मैं तरफ रहे, तेरे नाम के माला जपत रहे। भव सागर से मेरे नैया, भव सागर से मेरे नैया। क्षण में जय हो किनारा हो। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे। 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 Sri Krishna Chandra Maharaj ki jai. My friends, at this point we will leave it open for a few minutes. If anybody has, you have a eulogy, anybody has eulogy to do? Come.
Sure. Hả? Để nói con. Ok. Right now we might, so we can start the execution. Excuse me. Wait. Here. Oh.
The wise ones will advise, don't cry. Crying will keep him back from his journey into the Lord's hands. But my eyes do not cooperate with this advice. My Uncle Youngie was the second of 9 siblings, but he was the head. He was the peacemaker, the string that tied us all together. To him, family was by no means direct relations. No. Family was all his aunt and uncle, cousins, nephews, nieces, neighbors, relatives of relatives. We were all family. My uncle went everywhere. Random Saturdays, Diwali, Christmas, Boxing Day. He'll just show up at your home. I would hear him from the road, Emmy, Emmy. If your neighbor outside, they'll be greeted too. Same way, warm. He would squeeze you and rub your head and squeeze your shoulders. He had very, very strong hands. I can't fathom Christmas Day without my cookie. He had a lot of pet names. I used to prepare and I used to wait for him to pass, just like so many others. My uncle was late, but he was sure. Don't assume you know what time he would arrive, but be sure that he is coming. His sisters used to quarrel about his tardiness, but in his presence they would forget that they were just complaining about him being late. And he was a master of entrances. When he reached, everybody knew. He was a vessel of laughter and high energy. The village of Junningham Junction loved Mr. Youngie. He was happy to know them, talk to them, laugh, advise, and love them in return. Recently, while he was in the hospital, AK and I were talking, and he said, I hope when Papa come out, he know he have to slow down and take it easy. And I told him, I said, maybe we're looking at it wrong. Maybe this was his happiness, that shop, the villagers, his family, talking, laughing, and greeting people. We never really got to confirm, AK, but I think we're correct. We were also lucky to have so much wonderful and happy memories with him. We were all blessed to be in his presence. When I said, Cookie, I love you, he would answer me twice. He would say, love, love. I love you, my Blackie. I love you, my darling. I love you, my baby. Today, Uncle, Father, friend, we release you into the hands of the Lord and pray for your peace and your safety. And I'll say, I love you, my Cookie. I love you always. Baba, he has one granddaughter, this lovely lady, and she wrote something special for his grandfather.
Good? A little what?
Nada.
Good. So safe there. Come closer. Right, yeah, go ahead.
He sings a song of hope and
Just
praise.
pull the mask a little bit until you're done.
You feel his presence in every way. His smile alone warms your heart, but his laughter was like music to one's ear. He touched the hearts of many and cherished every memory. He filled his years of laughter with friends and family. You'll see him in the clouds above and hear him whisper a word of love. One day we'll meet again, but for now, love you, my pa.
Right, anybody else want to come and join with us this afternoon? Anybody else have anything to add with us? A message from Srimad Bhagavad Gita would remind us about why we have so many problems and difficulties in life. And most times it's because we try to control those things that are not under our control. Many things are not under our control. And the things that we have under our control, we don't control it properly. About 2 or 3 days ago, I was driving from Chase Village, going up north on the Solomon Hochoy Highway. And while driving, I saw a black pickup. On the side that is supposed to be facing north, going north, he was on that side of the highway, but he was facing south. And he was on the shoulder, on the side in the grass. And the light pole where there's keep the little street light above the highway, that leaned one side so like it wanted to fall down. And the whole front of the vehicle was smashed and one side of the vehicle was all bent up and dent up and thing. You know what it means? It means that that vehicle was speeding. And a little skid on the road or a little hump on the road and you fly off the road. Mash up everything. We are in control of the vehicle that we are driving. But we always hurry. We always busy. We always crashing. We always running off the road. We are in control of this vehicle that is known as the human body. And we are being told don't use this and don't use that because it will cause this problem and that problem. And still, we don't. Many of us like myself who are diabetic, you still want to drink sweet drink. You still want to use condensed milk. You want to use a lot of sweets. You can't resist it. And we are in control of this. So in this slok of Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, slok number 11, the Lord says, Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama Om. Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama Om. Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama Om. Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama Om. Asocyanavasochatvam Prajnavadham Shabhashase. Asocyanavasochatvam Prajnavadham Shabhashase. Gatasuna gatasuncha Nanu sochanti panditaha. Om. Sri Krishna Sharana Mama. Sri Krishna Sharana Mama. Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama Om. Sri Krishna Sharana Mama. Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama. What this slok is telling us, chapter 2, Bhagavad Gita, slok number 11. Asochna vasochna tvam. Sochna means worry. Tvam means you and I and all of us. We worry and worry and worry and worry and we cannot really control anything. And that's why we get sick. Why you, how do you say, the pressure does go up? You get stress level going up and all kind of things start to happen to you. You start to get muscle spasm, you start to get diabetic, you get poor blood circulation, all kinds of things happening to you. Because you're worrying for things that you cannot control. And just now I use the illustration of the vehicle. You are in control of the vehicle of your life. But are you really controlling it or you just allow it to run away? Like the guy with the pickup. And so many other people. Yesterday I went up St. Joseph and I was coming down back. And I saw the police somewhere right, let me see where it was, somewhere by Diwali Nagar, they'll have, somewhere between Diwali Nagar and Charlieville there. He had about 15 cars parked up on his side and the police and him writing ticket. You know why? They're speeding. Now the law of the land is you drive a certain speed on the highway. All of us just break it sometime. But sometimes they catch you. So yesterday they caught about, well, when I pass it, I see about 15 cars line up and they're writing. I want to come up a little bit closer to Diwali Nagar this side. You see the police car park up and facing the traffic south. So everybody coming up with speed, they click you. And the technology now is that as they click you here, the police up the road don't get that signal already, you know. So it's long time they have a little guardian paper wrap up in the hair and they hide it in the bush. For the older people who used to drive long time ago, and when they see a speeding coming, they run out and they wave the fellow up the road and the fellow up the road stop you. And all he could say is that you were speeding. He really can't say, well, exactly how much. But now with the camera, they could tell you exactly how much. How many of us in life breaking the rules of our lives and we speeding, we're pushing ourselves beyond limit, and we're breaking the rules and regulations that this body has to follow. This morning before I come in here, I was reading on the Facebook, they're talking about exercise and they're talking about walking fast or walking slow, walking for a short period or walking for a long period. And they say if you walk faster, it's better. When you reach old people like me, I go walk fast. If I walk, say, thank God I could walk, and I'm moving. But wait till I walk fast. Let that for the young people them. But exercise is exercise. You walk, you might have to walk a little bit more than the person who walk fast and so on. But you have to take control. So asochanava sochvatam. Why are you worrying about things that you cannot control? If rain fall in, some people has complained because it go flood and the place go flood out. You have no control over that. If the sun too hot a few days, people controlling about that now. You have no control over that. Adjust yourself to that. That's God's work. You do what you are supposed to do. Whatever doctrines you have to follow, you follow that. And leave everything to God. But you see, too many of us now, we want to play God. Right now we have the situation of COVID all about. You know, plenty people still not taking the vaccine. A lady came by me 2 days ago. She, a Negro girl, she might be in her 40s, 50s, and she brought her daughter about, she might be 16 to 18, somewhere there. And she wanted, as we Hindus say, she wanted to jar the child. I said, nothing wrong with that. The first thing I asked them, I said, all are vaccinated? The mother said, who, me? Me taking that, you know. Goodness gracious me, you in the public, you are amongst people, and they're saying this vaccine could help you. I don't know if, I hope all of you here are vaccinated. I hope so. Because if you are not vaccinated, you know what happens? It comes like you're walking, you're going outside and rain is falling and you don't have an umbrella. What is going to happen? You get soaked down. If the rain is falling and you have an umbrella, at least, I mean, you wouldn't, umbrella will give you 100% protection, you know, your foot will wet, sometimes your clothes will wet, sometimes a few drops may hit you in your face, or in your back and so on. You will get a little bit of wet, but not as much as if you didn't have an umbrella. So my friends, to you this afternoon, get the umbrella, which is the vaccine. A lot of people not vaccinated, they get sick, nothing to protect you, you die in a quick time. But people who are vaccinated, even though they might get the virus, they still have a fighting chance. You have something in your corner to help you to fight. Without the vaccine, nothing happening. So asoch na asoch yatram. We're worrying about those things that God is in control of this virus, you know. As they say, they get a vaccine to fix one thing, and next it mutates, and the next one comes more stronger than the first one. And they get something again, they say, well, this go fix that second one. You know, it mutate again and a strong one come. The next one is some micron or something. Yeah, something come again. So they say they're getting something to fix that. By the time they fix that, you know, our next one coming. You know why? You know who is in charge? I am not in charge. You are not in charge. The scientists are not in charge. The big man upstairs is in charge. God is in charge. You want to solve the problem? Surrender to Him. Let Him take charge. Let God take charge. And then all your problems could be resolved. Even if you have problems and you go to God, He will explain to you why you are having problems. Maybe Hinduism believes in transmigration of the soul. Maybe something in your past lives that you don't know, but you have to suffer this time. Prajnavadam Shabhasha say, when you have a situation like you have a death here, everybody comes to you and they're telling you what you have to do, or what you shouldn't do. For those of you who are in charge, the son who was there taking part, he will tell you, everybody's saying, you have to do that. The next person will come and say, nah, don't do that, you have to do this. And next person will come and say, nah, don't worry with them, two of them, you have to do this. Everybody has a rule and a regulation. The man done that already. We will do the rituals for the soul to find some peace. He will have to find his face up to the karmic influences of his life. And from what we have heard so far, love you, love you. Well, love you, love you. Huh? That was whom he was. So he would find that space that was given to him. So my friends, do those things that will keep you close to God. So when your time comes like this, you would have secured a place nearest to God. Siyapati Ramachandra ki jai. All right, so now we will go to this side and we'll do a little havan. Beta. We will do a havan, a closure havan, because they said we close on meeting, right? So, those of you All right, so we are about to say our final farewell for this father, grandfather, brother, friend, and everything else. I'll ask all of you to please stand. And remember the protocols of the COVID and all that we have to do. Remember, whatever you are having and whatever you are doing now, do not prolong. Even if you have friends coming over to your home, do not prolong. You do not know who come in and what they bring in with them in these times. So we pray that the soul, just keep your hand on this bit there. From this valley they say you are going. We will miss your bright eyes and sweet smile. For they say you are leaving the sunshine and taking the pathways by. From this valley they say you are going. We will miss your bright eyes and sweet smile. For they say you are leaving the sunshine and taking the pathways by. It's a long time, you know, we have been waiting for the words that you never did say. Now, alas, all our fond hopes have vanished, for they say you are going away. From this valley they say you are going. We'll miss your bright eyes and sweet smile, for they say you are leaving the sunshine and taking the pathways by. Now the time has come when you must leave us. You must go where the Lord has called you. Do not ever forget us, your loved ones. To you we have always been true. From this valley they say you are going. We will miss your bright eyes and sweet smile. For they say you are leaving the sunshine and taking the pathways by. Om Anadhino Vigano Deva Shankachakra Gadadhara Akshayaha Pundarikaksha Preta Moksha Prado Bhava Preta Moksha Prado Bhava Preta Moksha Prado Bhava. Om Isavasyamidam Sarvam Yatakincha Jagatyam Jagat Tena Tvaktena Bunjitama Gudakasya Svidanam Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamuduchyate Purnasya Purnamadai Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tashmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Tvameva Mata Chapita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Om Namo Paramatmane Namaha. So we have come to the end of this part of the service. We now prepare to go down to the cemetery. Now, it's because of the COVID situation, you are not supposed to go down and crowd up the place here, because if police pass and see you, it's, I don't know what they will do, but I'm just saying, be on the side of caution. Sit around to everybody until we meet again. From here, Budhoo's, the agency will take it and go down, and for those of you who are going, okay, until we meet again. This will bring closure to all that we have to do final. So now you will take your body and go and bury you very nice. You don't have to stop the guy to do this role.
What to do? That's it.
Thing we have to do when you go.